If you currently don't feel fully satisfied with your life, if it seems like you could achieve more, live a more fulfilling life, or if you feel a bit lost on your path, then this video is especially for you. Before we dive into this topic, it's crucial to understand one foundational principle often overlooked in our traditional education: the close connection between your mind and your environment. Stoics teach that we are the architects of our reality, shaping our external environment through our perceptions and thoughts. Pause for a moment and think. Your current situation, your relationships, self-image, and financial status all result from past decisions influenced by your mindset. Thus, according to Stoicism, your way of thinking shapes your reality. If you're dissatisfied with your current reality, it might be time to revisit and change your thoughts and views. Stoicism invites us to explore the origins of our thoughts, questioning how we approach life. Often we don't even realize that our ideas and beliefs are largely shaped by the environment we grew up in. Observing our grandparents, if we decide we want to follow a different path, we have the freedom and power to do so. It's not about criticizing or judging their path, but recognizing that if we aim for change, we're capable of making it happen. In Stoicism, the emphasis is not on changing the world, but on changing our reaction. Thus, if you aim to transform your reality, start with transforming your way of thinking. Here lies the true power of change. It's essential to recognize the significance of self-awareness. Observe those around you and ask yourself, I don't want to be like them. I aim for different outcomes in the future. The essence of Stoicism lies in the belief that everything is manageable, even if things don't happen as we wish. It's vital to maintain faith that there's a greater good behind every event. Wake up every day with the thought that, despite the apparent challenges of the universe, you have the inner strength to positively influence the outcome. If you're not where you'd like to be right now, maintain confidence in achieving your goals. If we stick to a clear vision and believe in our path, everything will eventually fall into place. Often things don't work out as we expect because we start from chaotic and negative thinking. Stoicism teaches us to change this mindset, turning the question, what if everything goes wrong, into what if everything turns out better than expected? Our minds often imagine the worst possible scenarios, but they rarely come to pass. Why not then envision the best possible outcomes and firmly believe in them? This Stoic approach not only prepares us to face difficulties with calmness and strength, but also allows us to cultivate a proactive and positive attitude towards life, creating a future where our actions and thoughts align with our highest ideals. We know things can improve later. There is no evil from which good cannot come. This saying reflects the Stoic perception. Act unharmed when facing difficulties. Ask yourself why this had to happen to you today, and on the contrary, express gratitude for avoiding serious damage. This difference in attitude reveals two approaches to life. Instead of focusing on what's going wrong, on your dissatisfaction, why not focus on the positive, on what works? Focus on what's growing in your life. If you're only focused on the negative, you'll attract even more negativity. Another important shift in thinking, in line with Stoicism, is to believe there's nothing you can't do, be, or have. This mindset changes everything. Imagine having no limitations, that you're capable of anything. This perspective is much more attainable than it seems. Most limitations come from our internal belief that we can't, while others can. Although some people have more opportunities, it doesn't mean you can't change your current situation and your life in the future. Don't limit yourself to what you think you can't do. Instead of saying, I can't, change your inner dialogue to, I don't know how, but I'll find out. Affirm, I can, I will do it, I'll find a way. This Stoic philosophy encourages us to embrace challenges, learn from our experiences, and grow through them. cultivating greatness on our path. By the way, like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy such content. Let's continue. The importance of your inner voice, your internal dialogue, is critically important and profoundly impacts your actions. Stoics understood that if you believe you can't, your mind and even your body won't try. However, if you believe you can, you'll do everything possible, look for solutions, and overcome obstacles to achieve your goal. There's a saying that reflects this idea. If you believe you can do something, you're right. If you think you can, you're also right. Focus on your capabilities, on how you want and will grow, how you're going to improve your life. If you now think nothing works, it's time to change that thinking. Transform the mentality of limitation into a mentality of possibilities, and your life will change. Why decide to believe in the negative instead of believing in what growth can bring us? The third way of thinking that changed my life was the realization that I'm not a victim of my life or circumstances. You're not a victim of your financial situation, the government, nothing. This realization can be challenging, especially if you grew up in an environment that blamed external factors like the government or economic conditions. Reading books and other resources can provide perspective and stop blaming external circumstances. It's crucial to take responsibility for your own life. Ask yourself, what do I achieve by blaming others for my current situation? What do my parents, grandparents, the government have to do with the decisions I make in my life? Why should I live as my parents did? This Stoic mindset encourages you to take control of your life, not let yourself be dragged by external circumstances, but to meet them with strength and responsibility. Taking responsibility for your actions and decisions is the first step towards a more fulfilling and meaningful life. I take my life into my own hands and decide to act differently, as I mentioned earlier. If you don't take responsibility for your actions and your life, nothing will change. You'll be a victim of your own existence, and it would be sad if years passed and you found yourself in the same place, with the same people, the same gossip, the same complaints, and the same negative environment, simply because you didn't want to take responsibility and make your own decisions. Perhaps you didn't choose the family you were born into, the financial situation you grew up in, or your appearance, but you can choose how to live your life, what decisions to make, and what course you want to set. Your current circumstances don't determine where you can end up in the future. Life happens to everyone. And although the world isn't entirely equal and fair and not everyone has the same opportunities, it's wrong to think that people with more money, resources, or abilities are free from problems or challenges. Stoics teach us that every person faces their trials, and over the years, regardless of their status or resources. A notable example is Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who was a great Stoic. The true measure of a person isn't in his wealth or abilities, but in how he handles the situations life puts before him. Believing that those who have more are somehow immune to problems is an illusion. This Stoic approach encourages you to look beyond external circumstances. You can control your actions, your reactions, and your decisions. By taking responsibility for your life, you free yourself from the victim mentality and empower yourself to build a future that reflects your deepest values and aspirations. If so many people have overcome obstacles, why couldn't I? Whether it's someone who came out of poverty, made a significant physical change, or overcame adverse circumstances, why couldn't that be possible for you? It's often hard to believe in the possibility of radical change, but the reality is that there are people who have transformed their lives. We must acknowledge that there are aspects over which we have no power or control, such as the decisions of other people or external circumstances. But remember, we can always control how we respond to these events. Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control what happens, we have the power to control our responses. Your past doesn't define your future. You can change it, and I believe in you. This Stoic way of life inspires you to recognize your inner strength, accept life with resilience, capabilities for overcoming, and personal growth. I'm grateful you watched this video, and I hope these tips will be valuable to you. Consider sharing it with those who need to see it and express your opinion in the comments, as wisdom must be shared to thrive. Write in the comments, "I am a Stoic," and I'll know you watched to the end. Now, which path of Stoicism will you choose, right or left? You have 2 Stoic videos that you'll like. See you next time.